So my name is Tasha Sputney. I am a double gold consultant as well as an IATAN card holder. And we're going to do just a vendor overview of all of the vendors that we recommend you register for as a new agent. So this is really going to help you with knowing what vendors you can go to and what types of things you can book on them. Okay. I know as a brand new agent, it is very overwhelming and it is completely normal to be overwhelmed. There's so many sites. Where do I go? What do I do? All of those things. And I'm going to do a couple of things to really help you with that tonight. All right. So, first, let's take a look. Hopefully, everyone here does know how or has already registered. And if we're not registered, we can also go through that after I go through what all of these vendors are for so that we can make sure that you know where all that information is. So, as a new agent, we recommend you register for the following, right? Vax, Viator, Cruising Power, Disney Travel Agents, Carnival, Roomres, and we've just switched over to Expedia Tap. Those of you who've been here and may have noticed, we have taken Beds Online off. It is going to be going away as a vendor. We just found out and got that confirmed within about the last week. And now that Archer is paying us the full 80% commission on Expedia Tap, we will be adding those directions to the Getting Started on the team website as soon as possible. Which really means as soon as one of us goes in and remakes an Expedia Tap account so that we can take care of each part of that process. Okay. So, first, Vax is a very, very versatile vendor. It has multiple vendors on one platform. For me, this is where I go first if I'm going to look for a package or an all inclusive resort. Now, you can book, just hotels. You could book just airfare and have an easy way to add commission to that just airfare. I find that when I'm booking just hotels there, they're going to be higher price than just hotels on some of our other vendors. So that's why I choose not to do a just hotel on Vax unless it's the only place I can find it. Okay. And as I said, it is a place that you could book airfare to add commission and also get travel protection on just the airfare portion, right? The commission is going to vary on Vax. Okay. It's going to vary based on the supplier, based on the contract. Some of them have, exclusive discounted rate that we get a smaller portion. There is the ability to increase your commission on Vax as well. All right. So what I'm going to do here is each time I bring up a vendor, I'm just going to switch over and show you that vendor. So for Vax, when you log in, just so that you know, and I'm actually already logged in because I was working on some quotes. When you log in, it's going to ask you for three things for your login. And a lot of new agents get stuck where it says agency number. That's going to be the IATA number. Okay. And you're going to find the IATA number, and I'll go through our website after and show you those documents. We have one that's a whole document, all your information for suppliers. Then it's going to be your agent ID number and the password that you create for Vax. Okay. So, as I said, there's multiple vendors in here. Okay. So we have a bunch that are under the umbrella of ALG Vacations, which is Apple Leisure Group. So that includes many, many of these: Apple, Blue Sky, FunJet, Southwest, Travel Impressions. I want to say United, but I'm not 100% sure on that. This is also where you go to book Universal Parks. You can book SeaWorld packages here as well. And all you do here is you choose which one you're going to go to. Busch Gardens is here, Discovery Cove as well, Sesame Place. All right. So all those are accessible through Vax. Now, that being said, something like Apple and FunJet, they're probably going to have the exact same pricing and inventory available because they're both under that Apple Leisure group. It really is a personal preference which one you like the display of better. I personally like FunJet. We do have a training coming up at the end of the week that's going to be a Vax mock booking, so you'll get to see more of that if you choose to go to that training. Southwest Vacations is always going to choose Southwest for the air. There's sometimes an option to switch it, but for the most part, that's what it's going to be. Blue Sky is great for Hawaii, specifically for Hawaii as well. If I'm looking through here for Europe, I'll go to Travel Impressions. Okay. Now, in here, you can also look for offers and incentives. I like to look at the offers and you can see what's going on. You can learn about different destinations. They do have resources here, including trainings that you can sign up for or attend. Some of them you don't have to sign up for. They have, you know, specialty travel information on destination weddings specific to family travel. They have resources. This travel inspo kit, there's stuff that you can just copy to use for attraction marketing on your social media. Okay. And as I said, they do have supplier training and education. They have all kinds of education in here for you as well. And the Compass is a magazine for travel agents. So it's just in here, you know, digitally. There is the ability to, you know, save itineraries when you're working on quotes. So if I click into my saved itineraries, these are all my things I was working on. You know, these are typically saved for about 2 weeks and then they disappear. So you can't save them for longer than 2 weeks. So make sure make sure if you've been like working something and you know your client's kind of sitting on it, go back and resave it because you do not want to lose that work you've done. Right. As far as if you have booked in Vax, existing reservations, I love that what I can do is not go in and look up the reservation numbers I've saved for clients. If all I do is go to advisor and type my agent ID, now I do want to make sure I click it here. If you click nothing and click search, it's going to show you every single person who's an Archer agent, their bookings. But I can click that and I can come in and I can see everything that I currently have booked for trips that haven't finished yet. Right. So I have all of my recent bookings. What you can also do here, and people don't know this, you can export these to an Excel sheet. What I like to do is I like to export these and then sort them by final payment date so that I can make sure that I'm reaching out to my clients and they're paying for their final payments. Okay. And I just export it and then drag it into Google Sheets. So I'm going to show you real quick. Just going to do a random something so I can show you how you can add commission to this and what that looks. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull up one of my retrieve one of my saved. Yep. So when you have an itinerary, a quote you've put together, Vax is sometimes also, I feel like, tricky to see what your commission is. So I want to make sure you know where to see that because it's not blatantly obvious. Come on, Vax, you can do it. Might turn off my camera. Sometimes Vax is extra slow when I'm in a Zoom. There we go. I'm not really going to worry that the price has changed because they're not going to book this trip. But when you are in here, number one, in order to add things like insurance, this is already on the checkout page, but right like here, there would be a checkout. You have to go to the checkout page to add insurance. This blue box is where you do that. Okay. Always please double check that you did include transportation from the hotel. All right. Most trips to the Caribbean will include it. Some do not. I didn't tell you what I just clicked. So I just clicked under here. There's like a little snapshot of your pricing and it says booking administration. And when you click booking administration, it's going to bring up two boxes. So this original amount is what it is if you don't do anything to the commission. Okay. There's two different ways that you can increase the commission, by dollar amount or by percentage amount. All right. So right now, let me zoom in. This is what the commission looks like if I don't increase it at all. Now, this is pretty good for 4,222. I like to always make sure that this is at least 10% of the total. All right. That being said, if you're already at your client's budget or above, don't increase it. But I can go in, let's say I want to increase it by like $100. Then I click set commission. And notice the total trip went up by $100. The total commission didn't go up by quite $100. Or I can do percentage. So it actually said your adjusted commission amount is more than the brand allowed 90% of the original gross sales. So your percentage will be adjusted to fit the limit. So that's what happens. So it's because I already updated it. It won't let me do percentage. So that's how you can do that. I especially like to add commission when a client is being extra difficult and causing you more work or more time, because it is your time, right? It's your time, and that's, you're not paid for your time, we're paid commission. Okay. So that is what it looks like with Vax. Any questions on like how we use Vax or anything like that, or what we book on Vax? All right, so the next one is Carnival. Carnival is a cruise line. Their motto is the fun ships. They have a very easy to use online platform, right? Many agents who book cruises through multiple brands or cruise lines, they will say that Carnival is the only one that they like to use the website. The rest they call in because it is a very user-friendly platform. Up to 16% commission. Carnival is it is the largest fleet of ships in the United States. They have multiple home ports that people can cruise from. They like to pride themselves on the fact that, you know, a large portion of their clients can drive within a day's drive to a cruise port. Now, regardless of where those cruise ports are, if they're in the middle of the country, they obviously need to take more than a day or they need to fly. But, you know, they have cruise ports in New York City, Baltimore, Virginia. They still currently have South Carolina, at least through the end of this year. Multiple cruise ports in Florida. They have Alabama, New Orleans, Texas, California, and they have in Washington state, mostly for cruises that go to Alaska. So multiple, that's like, I think I just said like 10 different states, and some of them have multiple. So there's lots and lots of places So a lot of times this is a cruise line that's convenient to get your client to a home port for where they're going to start their cruise. Carnival does also tend to be on the lower end of budget. That being said, you can absolutely find more expensive cruises with Carnival, but you can also find those lower budget client cruises for people. Okay. So we go to goccl.com for Carnival. All right. Again, it's going to show you, everything for booking. There's information on all the ships and any of their specialty sailings. You can look up the information. They give you marketing tools, all right? Collateral library, flyers for destinations, all kinds of things that you can use, logos, videos. They even have like webinar backgrounds if you want to do like a virtual cruise party, okay? Different things here. There's a spot where you can go to deal with anything with your booked clients. They have training and events. They have agent programs specifically for you, as well as agent rewards. Oh, that reminds me. I did not put my most recent cruises into my agent rewards. I need to do that soon. So someone just said, what's a virtual cruise party? So like, because we work remotely, if you want to do something for marketing, like, hey, come learn about booking a cruise with me. Like some people do, um, they did, and I will tell you this, like a lot of people did it during COVID that were doing other things where they were selling products. Like my sister does, um, she's been involved in a wine company that she sells wine, and she also has done like the Color Street nails, and she would do virtual parties during COVID. People were doing Pampered Chef virtual parties when they couldn't physically get together. But because you work remotely your whole job, your whole business, you could have a virtual cruise party. Maybe you have a client across the country that is putting together a group cruise, or you want to advertise and say, come to my virtual cruise party in order to market yourself as selling cruises. So it's another way that you can market yourself. Um, like just doing like a webinar all about cruises they could book with you. All right. So it's super easy to do bookings here. You can do individual or group bookings right on the website. And if you've ever booked through the consumer website, it's pretty similar. All right. It's going to look pretty close to the same. Now you can look up somebody's loyalty number as long as you have their first name, last name, and birth date. I never know mine, so I always look mine up. I gotta scroll far. All right. So I can look mine up. I can view my special offers I currently have available. I don't have many because I've booked and used them. But now this will automatically have that as at least the first client. But there's all kinds of filters. They're already booking through June of 2026. So for those people that want to be able to, pay a deposit and pay a little as they go up to a final payment date, they've got 2 years they could book ahead. All right. You can do where they're sailing to. You could even, if they specifically say, we only want to go on one of the brand new ships, the Mardi Gras, the Celebration, the Jubilee, find me the best price. Where is it? Is it not there yet? They don't have the new one on there. Oh, there it is. I was just missing it. But you could do like those ships. You could choose just the dates, all of those things. And you could search. So it's really user-friendly. Over on this side, you can change the number of guests. You can apply guest qualifiers. We get interline rate. That is with Carnival, they give us the interline rate, which is the travel professionals in the industry. You can search for that. You can also add more people's names. You can put the specific date range. Like if I had said February 2025 and I was specifically looking for the week I'm on break from school as a teacher, I could put that in there. Okay. And then, you select the sailing and it gives you all those different rate codes. So this does look, pretty similar to what the consumer site does. But you can also easily look up booked clients. And honestly, you could do just by last name and first name, and you could put the ship they're on. I only know that because I'm on that cruise with them. I don't happen to know all of my clients' cruise ships, but you can look right up those bookings and click right into them. But I also could have done it without the ship and just looked up all the cruises that person is booked on. All right. So Carnival is pretty simple to use. And a very popular cruise line, which is also why we recommend that to new agents. So we have a question. Can you do group booking with people who don't necessarily know one another to get a group rate? Absolutely. So you could do group bookings, and this is for multiple things. You could do group bookings and set the group booking up and then market it without anyone that you definitely know is going on that cruise. You just have to make sure that you are doing it with enough time to get the minimum payment put in by a certain date so that it doesn't get canceled. So you can absolutely put together a group cruise, reserve rooms, and market that cruise without a group already in mind. You can definitely do that. Okay. And most of the cruise lines allow that. Disney is super easy to use. All right. Disney is one that as soon as you register, you pretty much get instant access. You're not waiting for an email back. You click the register as long as you put everything in correctly, and you're going to essentially be logged right in and you have access. It is a very easy to use platform. You've got Disney World, Disneyland, cruises. You can book their other resort properties like Aulani in Hawaii. They have their Hilton Head, Vero Beach. I feel like there's one more on there, but they're resorts that are in there. Their commission is going to vary by the product, and I will show you where you can get that information in there on each product. Excuse me. So when you come in, when you're looking for quotes, looking to do a mock booking to make a travel ad, you have this drop-down menu for what you're looking for. Walt Disney World Resort. WDW is Walt Disney World Resort, more great accommodations. That's going to give you all of the good neighbor hotels that you can also put a whole package together with. All right. Then we have Disneyland Resort, good neighbor hotels, Disney Cruise Line, Aulani, that's Hawaii, Hilton Head, I knew there was another one, Vero Beach, Walt Disney World tickets only, Disneyland Resort tickets only. Please be aware when you do ticket only, it has to be a minimum of 3 days in order to get commission. So if you book somebody a 1-day ticket or a 2-day tickets, those do not pay commission. It has to be a minimum of 3-day tickets. Okay. You do the check-in date, you do have to put the age of children, especially when you're doing something with tickets, because 10 and over is considered an adult ticket. So children 3 to 9 years old get a child ticket. Under 3 years old, they get into the parks for free. Including if the day they start their vacation and they check in, the child is 2 and their birthday is the second day they're considered a 2-year-old the whole trip. You can sort by the hotels, or you can just search everything, okay? They do have featured offers down here that you can see, right? They typically have some kind of Florida resident deal. Right now they have a discount if they're staying 5 nights or longer. They also have a deal for this summer, Disney Plus subscribers, if they have a 4-night or longer resort stay, so on property, and it has to be not a discounted room, and they get Hopper tickets for that stay, they're getting the dining plan for free. All right, as a Disney Plus subscriber. As I continue to scroll down, it shows me like the training I've completed and some quick links, Disney travel news. And then you can look at the different destinations. You can also book Adventures by Disney here. They have a partnership with National Geographic, and they have like these really cool like travel around the world opportunities. As you come in at the top, we have, just going to scroll down a little so the IATA number is not there. All of the places that they go that you could look. There's even a how to book guide if you don't know how to book. They do have marketing tools in here. I do want to point one out that I feel like a lot of people don't know about. There's Disney Site Builder, e-brochure mini sites. So you can come in here and create a mini site. You could create brochures to send to your clients. I do recommend that everyone makes themselves at least like the mini site if you're at all interested in booking Disney. So when I do click here to get started, mine is already made. Start, I don't have to do because it's already made, but this is my mini site. Like, I'm just going to look at it so I can show you. So look how professional this looks. It has Archer Travel, my phone number, my email, a link to my Facebook that I provided to Disney, Disney Vacations with Tasha. You can click to explore something. When you explore this, there's information. It shows special offers, all the theme parks, the water parks. I feel like things to do, packages, and no matter what, they're not booking through here. It's sending them back to you. No matter what you do. It's telling you like refurbishments, park hours. So those clients who want to really look up everything, they can. They could click select an adventure or select a destination. So look, when they do the one for Hawaii, there's a whole video about it.
You discover Owls on your time.
So how professional does this make you look when you can send your Disney vacation site right to a client, right? So when you book a promotion, do you add all the extras that is included in the promo as automatically added? So it depends. Hey, we'll do a quick one. We'll do a quick Disney World one. I'm going to do dates in the summer just so that it'll show that other one. I'm just going to put the kids in the right age range. So I'm just, for purposes of showing what shows up, I'm just going to click a resort so that we can, I would typically look through more. When you come in, it's going to show you the available promos. So you can click through both and see which one's going to give your client the better option. When you do the Disney dining, it's not going to tell you the room per night. It's going to tell you what the package starts at. All right. So when you select, and all Disney packages they automatically choose how many days for tickets and stuff like that, but you can edit things. Okay. So if I want to edit the theme parks, right now they gave them a 5-day ticket and they're going for, like 5 nights. I guess I did 6 nights. Maybe they only want 4-day. So see how for this one, it has to be a minimum of 4 days for this promotion. So it only lets me lower it to 4 days. It also has to be a park hopper option, so it doesn't give me the option of the 1 ticket per day. It will only give me options I can choose to stay within the regulations or rules of that promotion with Disney. Does that make sense? But you can definitely add like all kinds of things once you're in here. Add memory maker. So this now tells you, because of the hotel I chose, it's the quick service dining plan because it's a value hotel, not a moderate or deluxe. And you can read all of those, but you can upgrade it for a little more. So if I click edit, it'll tell me the one I have, and it will tell me the price to upgrade. So the total price to upgrade is about $518, $15. That's bad math. $17. So that is, to give them more of the meals. It has to do with the level of resort for this deal. But you can add everything right in. And that's for all packages. You could add a rental car. You can add the travel protection. Without travel protection, and so that Disney shows that commission right here. Without travel protection, all deposits for Disney are $200. All. So a lot of times I will add the travel protection later if my clients need that $200 deposit, because they also have a very generous cancellation or reschedule your trip policy. All right. The next one that you registered for is Viator. Viator is a very useful vendor because this is where you're going to go to book excursions, transfers, tours, activities. Okay. Museum tickets, all of those things. You're able to give the client a link to book themselves. And we do get a 10% commission. Right. So you do want to make sure, and I'm going to actually click it right from here. And I'm going to share what I'm showing you right here with everybody in a moment, but you will know that you're in your Viator because it will show up. Go away. It will show up here. Archer Travel Service verified. It shows my name. Start earning commission. Click here. Many of the things on Viator have a reserve now, pay later option. Not everything, but many of the things you can book. Now you can do a couple of things. I personally like to click share with client, and I put this link right on my Facebook page, my business page. And every once in a while, I put something out like it's school vacation weeks coming up. I will put looking for stuff to do with the kids this week. Click here for options, and I'll like put Boston or New England, or just this link brings them to my entire link page, and they could search for activities anywhere and they can book it themselves. You get an email that a client booked. So for the client, it looks like this. When they come in, it's going to say your agent, Tasha S. And they can search for things. Boston. Oops, too far. They're looking during vacation week. They want to go into the city on the 20th. What can we book to take the kids to? Delicious donut adventure. What kid wouldn't love that? Right? I have a client who's going to Ireland in June, and they're planning for their group of 7 for the few days that they're up in Northern Ireland, because that is where their family and their heritage is from. They're going to book a private driver tour for 2 days. And it's $3,700 for that tour. But they want to be able to have them bring them everywhere. So they have like little tiny tours and they've got like big stuff. All right. So you can easily give that link to a client. So something I do. So here it is right here, the 2-day private tour. Now that shows that much, but that's for only up to 4 people. But what I do is I put the date in. I click check availability. I clicked it. 7 travelers, apply. So now it shows me, if I choose 7 a.m. and here's the price. And I have the link right here specific to this activity. So it will bring them to the exact one that I researched and picked out for them. I will do a lot of times when people are visiting cities, they love those hop on, hop off bus tours, but there'll be multiple ones of those. So I like to look, they're going to London. Which one has the best reviews and pricing for the clients? I'll give them just the link to that instead of giving them just the whole link to my Viator in London, right? So that they can book it themselves. And what happens is I'll get an email saying a client has booked through Viator and you can come in and check your bookings and see what's there. So I love, love, love that you can share this and you could just put your link out there. The link itself does not expire, but if they've opened it, it won't stay open for more than 30 days. So your actual link doesn't expire. They just have to re-click it again after 30 days. They clarified that for us at convention. But I can come in here and click manage bookings right on my dashboard, and that's where it will show me all my bookings so that you can go back in and do your commission tracking form. Okay. I love Viator. And I love that I can say to my client, here, now you don't have to tell me when you're ready to book it. You can just book it yourself. I also have clients who say, thank you for giving us all the suggested things, but we don't want to plan out our days. We want to, pick our activity the day before. And I had clients who were traveling through England and Scotland, and I was getting emails while they were on their trip of the things they booked. And from the client experience, I will tell you, I purchased an excursion for myself on here when I was in Vegas. I wanted to go to the Hunger Games exhibit that was at one of the hotels. And on my phone, I get a QR code. And that's all I needed to show when I checked in to do the activity. They scanned my code when I got there. Cruising Power, another cruising vendor. Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Seastar, Azamara. So Seastar and Azamara are going to be very high-end cruises. Celebrity is a bit higher than Royal Caribbean as well, but it's a much older crowd as well. Royal Caribbean is known for their innovations, their, top of the line experiences, all the bells and whistles, the big, big mega ships, all those things. It is going to be higher budget cruises. They are very popular. However, every once in a while they have, kids sail free promotions where you can really save some money for the client and get them that higher experience. Again, it's going to be that up to 16% commission. So I sign in. Julie is going to do Royal Caribbean specifically Monday in her vendor walkthrough in the morning. But so that you know, I don't book a lot through here personally. I do book, but I always go down here because I feel like it's easier to do it here than at the top of the page. So I can choose Royal Caribbean. I can choose and look at all of those things. Okay. They do also have, booking tools, sales and marketing for us. Create an e-quote, digital brochures you can make for Royal Caribbean. One-stop pricing, information about their private island on Royal Caribbean, cruise tours that you can do in addition. It has all that info for you. Training and benefits, travel agent reduced rates, brand and programs and news, right? So what you can do, let me pull up. So when you're in here and you look, now I have to remember where it is. It gives you like the breakdown of everything, but down at the bottom, view agency commissions. All right. So the cruise itself, we're getting the 16%. The cruise care, that's the vacation protection, they're giving us 10%. All right. Now this fourth person, there isn't commission, but it's because their cruise was so low as the fourth person in the room. There is a fifth person in the room. For the record, with Royal Caribbean, it's a separate reservation for that one person. So their 8-year-old daughter is on her own reservation number because Royal Caribbean cannot put 5 people or more on one reservation. It's 4 or less. You also cannot book 5 people or more in one room or suite online. You have to do it over the phone. Now you can do more than one room at a time, more than one cabin at a time, but you're not able to do more than more than 5 people in the room without calling in. You have to call in for 5 or more. All right. So they did get the free kids rate, and it really is on this child is 12, so he's not a child. So it's on this child and then the other child. So they did get that free child rate. But again, you have all different ways, like your profile, all of those things on here. They have different types of promos here. Like this would be a great, if it doesn't move on me, I could take this and make an ad out of that. Now I would add the Royal Caribbean logo. I just didn't want to learn more there. They're already advertising their next ship that's going to be released in 2025, Star of the Seas. This is also a great, like you could snip this or screenshot this as an ad. So don't discredit like going onto the vendor's sites to be able to get ads from them. Okay. So Expedia Tap, as I said, for some of us who've been here a while, we've kind of avoided Expedia Tap because up until now, Archer was only paying us 50% of the commission instead of the standard 80 that we get for everything else. They do now give us the full 80%. So it is fine to book with them. That being said, they are still Expedia. You do want to confirm things. You do want to make sure that those reservations are there. It's not my first choice of where I go for things, but you can book hotels and resorts. You can put together the hotel and the flights together. The commissions, again, are going to vary by product. So when we look at Expedia Tap, and TAP just stands for Travel Agent Affiliate Program. And there is also an Expedia Tap Rewards program now, and they did put it in the Facebook group for Travel Cafe. If you're not already on this page, you should join it, Evolution Travel Cafe. I thought they put it there. Yeah, it's right here. Nope. Here it is. So Expedia Tap Rewards, and you're able to do some rewards and benefits. So these are benefits, scanning the QR code for you as the travel agent. I'm going to grab this picture and put it in Discord later. So some of us are still, here's the rewards. Some of us are still kind of learning Expedia Tap because we've avoided it. But it is now an option when it wasn't before. It is also a great place to find vacation rentals. All right. A lot of times people are looking for vacation homes and you can find them there. All right. So let's say I look at a very famous lake for the summer. Let's just go for it and have them go July 4th week. June 29th to July 7th. Let's say they've got, 4 adults, 5 kids. You put all the ages. You can put under 1 if there's a baby. All right, whatever the ages are. Oops. I didn't mean to do 2 rooms. Yeah, they have Vrbo, Red Awning, Vacasa. And again, it's when the host posts them there. They're not always on there. But you can find, like, look, pet-friendly Guilford home. Now, they're average because it's winter. They have that in their title by Gunstock Ski Mountain. All right. They're all going to kind of advertise that right now. But when I did that, I picked that specifically because I knew it was going to come up with vacation homes. All right. Now, what I want you to look at here, under the pricing, see where there's this little circle with like the batteries can fill up. There's different levels here. So when you click it, it'll tell you what the percentage is. So basic tier plus is 8.5% commission. All of these are that basic tier right now. But if I look, look, airport shuttle included. You could specifically look on here for airport shuttle included, breakfast included, all of those things. I'm going to change the dates to not July 4th weekend. So now, only because I saw some others pop up there. See how this one now is showing premium plus. So that one's, if it's a premium plus tier, it's a 13% commission off the price. Then we have basic, that's lower, it's only 5%. So anywhere from 5% to 13% on Expedia. Now you can sort it here to only look for those premium plus properties. All right. You can also look for, this is great for clients who want to pay at check-in, pay property. Now I'm going to tell you, sometimes you have to pay extra to pay at check-in. And you also on Expedia sometimes have to pay extra to get a non-refundable rate. Okay. So if I click here, gives me the option to choose the rooms. This looks like a beautiful resort. Now, when I'm really looking at resorts, I would actually really look at them. I'm just trying to show you in general. Now, these are villas. It's a hotel, but they're villas. So if we look, fully refundable by April 11th, this one is not charging us extra for fully refundable or for reserve now, pay later. All right. However, it just bumped me down to basic commission. For this one is basic commission. It's the higher priced ones that were that premium commission here. So even within one, let me look if it is. Oh, that's what it is. Reserve now, pay later knocked down the commission from premium plus to basic. So make sure you know that. So it went from a 13% commission down to 5% if they're going to pay later and just reserve it. All right. But you are able to reserve those types of things, vacation rentals. You can, we'll do Orlando again. You can click here and click packages so that you can do flights. You can add cars. So say I'm leaving from Boston. You can do accommodations for only part of your trip. So let's say they wanted a hotel only before the cruise and they wanted their flights. You can put that together in Expedia Tap as well. I did put where I was leaving from. You just didn't want it. All right. So this will come up with the pricing, including flights. There is no insurance to add. You would have to, use one of our insurance vendor, the insurance vendor we have, which I'll show you in the Travel Cafe as well. But you can now put all of those together. So, you can click it. You can see once you choose the hotel, it will also show you. I'm just going to select so I can show you the flights. So now it will show you the flight options that you can add. And, is this going to be the price I already have, or is it going to increase my price based on when they go? All right. And this is giving me the per traveler amount, not the total. So that Expedia does that most of the time. And finally, we have RoomRez. I absolutely love RoomRez for many, many reasons. RoomRez is one that if you are a super brand new agent, you may be waiting for your email still from them. You should get it within your first week as an agent. If you don't think you got it and you're not registered for RoomRez, check your spam email and it'll be like us.support@roomrez.com. You can book hotels. They do have activities, experiences, transfers. They also have started tours. These are actual guided tours with a tour guide, all kinds of things. It is a pay in full vendor for hotels, experiences, and transfers. Tours Depending on the tour, sometimes I think it's 10% down or 20% down. Okay. If you use the Archer special rate, you're going to get an 11% commission. Now, I say that because there's other options. Excuse me. It's nighttime. The cold's kicking in. All right. So when you're in RoomRez, now I've used some of my rewards. You do accumulate money rewards that you can use. All right. So you have reservations and sales reports. You can hold bookings for up to 7 days, or hold itineraries, I should say. You can make itineraries and templates. You can make customer quotes. Their rewards program, frequently asked information, contacting them. Hotels, transfers, attractions, car rentals, tours. One thing I love about RoomRez is that it can give you, less populated areas. When you use something like Vax, if you're not looking in major cities or major travel areas, it's sometimes hard to find the hotels. But like if somebody's going to Europe and they want to see like the more rural places outside of the city, or somebody wants to go to lesser known places, you can also find them on RoomRez. Now in Europe, a lot of times I will find some more bed and breakfasty type things on here, apartment rentals, small home rentals will be here more in Europe than in the US. But you can find them. So that you know, and this is really important, you cannot book anything on RoomRez 7 days or less from travel. So if you come in and you search for something, today is the 13th, and they're leaving before, the 21st of this month, you're not going to find anything. Because it's just going to say nothing's available, but it's really because we're not allowed to book it. All right. So you can look up the city they want to go to. Now it does give you like areas of the city or just that city. It gives you if you want to be near a specific point of interest. It gives a few specific hotels, or if you want to be by an airport or train station, all of those options. Come on. Now I'm not going to put those dates because I know it's not going to show up. Let's say somebody wants to, do a little getaway into the city for Valentine's Day. I don't know. Now you can also sort by stars. You can sort by neighborhood. You can look on a map. That's a really good price per night for that hotel in Boston. So here's what I mean by Archer special rate. Most of the time it will show as less money than this rate. This is showing you the average online pricing. It's also showing you the commission per night that you would get with those. Sometimes they're going to look lower here, but when you get to the final checkout, they're not really going to be lower. I was trying to find one that actually is, but I don't see one right now. So this is a wholesale site. Yeah, I don't see any that are lower right now. Sometimes I do see that they're like a little lower there, but they don't end up being that way when you actually get to check out. You always want to use the Archer special rate. Now, when you get to the next page, it's going to pop up a new page. There are going to be more pictures, information. I love that it also gives me distance from popular places in that destination. Nearest airport, preferred airport. Now, when I scroll down here, this is going... That's a totally Boston description. Wicked small room. That's hilarious. That's going to be the total for your whole stay, not the per night. So when you come down here, please always book Always, always, always book the flexible rate, not the non-refundable. And for some reason, oftentimes this non-refundable is more. So why would you even consider it? Now, are we going to spend $600 on breakfast? No, there's no reason to get that bed and breakfast package. But like, see here, the non-refundable is a little bit less money, but not much. So these are going to be the total price for those rooms. And when you click to the end, also never book anything that says run of the house. That means your client is getting there and getting whatever rooms are left over when they arrive. Including it could be a room with one twin bed in a Boston hotel, because that's what they sometimes have. So when I click this, and when it brings me here, it's going to show us the total cost. Now this has no taxes added. And when it says this booking is GST free, the price includes 0 of GST, goods and services taxes. They will have to pay those at check-in. So I typically will check the hotel website to see approximately what those taxes will be. And I also check the hotel websites to check for things in case it's not listed here. Now this is listed here. Resort fee of approximately $26 per night. I'm looking to see if there's a parking fee because I would be really surprised if there was not. Resort fees and taxes that aren't included are always paid at the hotel upon check-in. Those are all just saying the taxes or the resort fee. So you're going to want to let your client know that. Okay. So what I really like, I'm just going to pull up one of my itineraries so that I can do it easier. So like for this person, I was able to, so now here's this itinerary, add another product. So see how I have their transfers from the hotel, their hotels. Now they're getting 2 rooms at that hotel, their second hotel in a different location, their third hotel back by the airport, and then their transfers again. Now, because I haven't looked at this in a while, because this client happens to be sitting on the quote, I like to refresh all rates. I don't have to go back in and reprice this whole thing. It's going to do it for me so that I can give my client the updated pricing. Okay. Now, some items are no longer available, which I don't ever like to see because that means I'm gonna have to reprice this. So this hotel that I found for her is no longer available. All right. Now, what you can do from this, though, you can create a customer quote. Oh, I already made one, so it's already there. What's really awesome about these, you can send this right to your client, the link. Now, again, we always promote talking to the client before just sending them anything, right? I often, if it's complicated booking, I will send it to them right before we're about to get on the phone for that follow-up. Lisbon Escape, the dates, it tells you everything it includes. And then it shows them those hotels and they can click to view more details and see more pictures. So a really beautiful, like, beautiful quote. Now, it didn't include the one that is no longer available. And it didn't include those transfers for some reason. That might not have been the full one that was there. Oh, wait, transfers. It does include them. I just had to click over to them. And they're able to like click, I like it, and send it back to you. Now that doesn't book anything. It just tells you that they like it. Okay. So I like that you can do that with RoomRez. And then what I'm talking about when I say they have tours, if you go in, You could either search different destinations, or there's some like suggested ones already. Okay, maybe they want to do the Greek gems, 8 days. I can look and see what's included. Now, some of them are going to be private tours just for their party. And it will say that this is a guaranteed departure, which means it's not a private tour, it's a group tour. All right. But it tells you what it includes. It tells you the level, like the exertion level. And then you can click through and it'll show you. This one not going to show me any dates. This one is not showing me dates for that one being available, but it tells you everything that's included, including how many meals, everything. And then it gives a detailed itinerary of everything they'll do on this tour. All right. Now, that was an already, I didn't really put anything in, but I could do, let's say that my client wants to go to Italy. I can put dates in. They're really not having anything past March of this year. That I find that hard to believe. But it'll show me all the tours that are available. Then you could filter it more, like they said they wanted to get this city, this city, this city, 1 week and 4 days. This is a self-drive tour, so they have some of those. And these are 10%. I thought they were up to 20, but 10%. Private round trip tour. Now this is saying like for 6 days, the tour is $3,570 for a private tour. Starting at that, depending on the dates. Northern Ireland, Italy. Ooh. Discovering Rome. Now this is a group tour, not a private one. So you see that price is a bit lower. So if we did this one, just because I want to see if it shows the dates. So see it showing like a date that it goes. I could pick any of these dates. Click the date. Then I get to choose some things. The double room, single room, because you can book single travelers. It is going to cost more money, but it's not going to cost double the price. Okay. 2 travelers. You can also do a triple room with this one. There were triples. Total price, your commission, plus the points you're going to earn. Your rewards points. Okay. On our other bookings, like hotels and everything, I can see when I look at the itinerary, there was a place I saw the breakdown. Let me look. Oh, I know where I see it. When you come in here and you click create customer quote, it's gonna, you can like customize what includes in here, but if you go down, it's showing me the total commission and the total price of her hotels and transfers for this trip. On the other, like when you book just a hotel, you have to do the math. It's 11%. It doesn't show you the commission anywhere unless you make an itinerary like this. And you can make an itinerary for a single thing as well. You could just say this is part of an itinerary and not add anything else to it. And you could still get that so you can see the commission, even if you're not sharing it with a client. So then as far as additional vendors, we really suggest you add them as needed. If you're really interested in booking cruises, register for all the cruise lines, right? If you really want that free cruise, you're going to want to register for Princess, which you do for OneSource. It's a supplier request form. Choose based on your booking needs. most of our vendors, they come back really quick. Okay. Vax is the one that takes the longest. Because you could get overwhelmed as a new agent just registering for everything. There's still vendors that I find that are not even listed in the travel cafe that I use. Okay. You do want to organize your logins somehow. So let me show you, and I'm going to share this with everybody. Now I have a copy. This is my copy. It's a template. This has way more vendors than you're registered for. Way more. All right. So don't worry about that. But find the ones you are registered for. They're alphabetical, Carnival. And then you can go right over here, login name and password. So you can keep track of things. I'm actually going to take Beds Online right out of here because we no longer have it. Right. But it has the link to the agent portal. It has, if it lists in the travel cafe, any additional contact information. Now, I have not put for all of these what you can book, but you can add in there what they book. The commission, if it's listed, I put it there. Any IT help pages. And then logins and passwords. Did I update? Yep, Sandals is now 3 months. I want to just make sure I updated that on here. So when you get this, it is going to be a view only. I'm going to put it right in the chat. You're just going to want to, when you click it and it opens your Google Drive, just either click add to drive or make a copy, and it'll give you one that you have ownership over. So I think this is really helpful for helping you organize things. Okay. I'm just going to stop the recording.